I'm the Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS. You are watching Open. We thank you and appreciate you and love you for it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Coming up on today's show, we'll speak to a local graffiti artist who is no stranger to the show. She'll talk about her work with the New York Public Library and highlight an important cause through her recent art show. And then we'll check in with a hero with a big heart to learn about how he is making a difference in our community on a global scale. You won't want to miss the conversation. Plus, we'll shed some light on a young woman that she's using her platform to connect with creatives around the world. And finally, we'll sit down with a man that will share his story, his life's journey from orphan to millionaire, and so much more. So kick back, kick off your shoes, and relax your feet. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee, and we're wide open. Here we go. I'm your host, the Diggity Dr. Bob Lee, and you're watching Open, that live interactive program that brings the Bronx and New York City straight to your TV set. You can stay connected to us through social media at BronxNet TV. And listen, our first guest is a local artist and an old friend of the show. She joins us to speak about how the recent projects that she's gotten involved with, including a spring exhibit highlighting the importance of mental health and suicide prevention. She's going to talk about that and a whole lot more. She's going to share that latest work with us, as well as so much more. So please welcome to the show, Olga Correa. Olga, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
How are you? So you've been traveling around doing things, huh?
Yeah. Keeping busy as
But that's how you do it. That's how you have to do it. So for those who are meeting you for the first time, just tell a little bit about yourself and what you do. I know you're a graduate from FIT and from art and design, and you've been in this business for some time now, right?
Very long time, yes.
What piqued your interest?
A born talent of art. I attended high school of art and design, and then I went to FIT. Graduated at FIT. Actually was a fashion designer for 15 years. For many companies like JQ, Easy Boy, back in the 80s, all the way to the 90s. So now I'm back into the art. So I made sure that I actually use my art as to promote and kind of help youth. Kind of try to focus on that as well, and that's why I was a part of it's called Life is Precious. It's for suicide prevention for Latin teenage girls.
Yeah.
Which it's really important. So I donated one of my pieces to be auctioned off so they can raise money for that cause, which is really great.
Beautiful. And that's some of the things that you've been working on this summer, right? Because you always pop up onto the show, and sometimes you're traveling across the country or in another country, and then you come back and do your thing right here.
Summer, yeah.
But you continue to dance no matter where you go.
Exactly. I participated with Bronx Week. I actually did a workshop for kids in the library. Morris. So I did that for that week. It was really fun. I love working with kids. I had another show, Beneath the Surface with One Art Space, which I usually do a lot of shows there as well. And that was really a big show.
Yeah.
Usually one of the shows at One Art Space in Tribeca. I mean, amazing art. The turnout is insane. So I love working and putting my art there as well.
That was curated by Mia, huh?
Yeah.
That was a big group art exhibition?
Yes.
Yeah. Was it during Harlem Week? I mean, Bronx Week?
I believe so. I think it was during that week as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Beautiful. So what's going on with you? You're working with the mental health exhibits and things of that nature. Explain that.
Right. So what we did was we they contacted artists, and you kind of just uh, donate a piece, and they auction it off and raise money for that particular cause.
Yeah,
I think it was Apple Bank that was also involved with it, and it was showcased there. And yeah, so that's just something that you donate, and you would hope that you raise
yeah.
enough money for that
But it was a spring exhibit, though, right? Highlighting the
exhibit, yes.
importance of mental health and suicide prevention.
Especially for Latin teen girls, it was that particular group that I participated with.
Yeah.
That's anything spring.
And it just raises money for one of the programs,
Absolutely.
and that's a program in the Bronx.
Yes. But
Beautiful.
they have sites all over the city. I'm not quite sure what are the sites, but it's an organization,
Uh-huh.
and they act also focus in just the food programs and stuff like that, where you can kind of capture that demographic of girls.
Yeah. Did that have anything to do with the Boone Avenue Walls fundraiser? Or is that something different?
No, that yeah, Boom Avenue Wall is located in the Bronx, on Boom Avenue. Um, it spans over 40 blocks. They
Uh-huh.
have artists across the world, and they come and they paint for 3 days. Uh, so this is my second year actually participating, so I'm kind of really excited. So we do a mural, and you never know what you're gonna see.
Yeah.
So I mean, they have music, food, just come out. It's a whole festival, 3 day festival. So that's coming up this month.
Yeah. Beautiful. That's coming up. And then you could tell us about your connection with the Bronx Writers and the Boogie Down Grind Cafe. Because the last time you were here, you were talking about that. We were going to go over there and check you out.
Right. Yeah, I love Majora. She owns the Boogie Down Grind. I usually paint there. They have an outside dining area which is built like a train,
Yeah.
and I usually paint on the train, whatever the theme is.
Yeah.
I spend a lot of time there, and she also um is the owner of Bronxlandia, which is an open space, all purpose kind of venue. You
Mm.
can sell, you can have parties, and that's also it's spectacular because there's an old train station. It used to be a Metro North old train station, and there's amazing artwork in that location now. Um, I had brought a couple of people in, and it just kind of took off. So you have a lot of amazing artwork in that space if you go and check it out.
Excellent. Excellent. And then currently you are working with the New York Public Library, donating your time over there at the Morris Park, right?
Yes, I do a lot of after school workshops with the teens and the kids, and oh, it's so much fun.
Yeah.
I love working there.
Yeah.
I mean, the staff is amazing, and I spend a lot of time with them there. And the kids are amazing. Some of them are just, and they don't even go to art school, but they have the talent is insane. So I love working there. I spend a
Yeah.
lot of time there as well.
You letting the youngsters know that that path that you took. You're sharing your wonderful experience with them.
Absolutely, absolutely. I told them, as a matter of fact, even more so with social media. I mean, you don't need to know someone. You can just put your artwork out and promote yourself for free.
Yeah. Excellent. You do so much in our community. You know, Is there anything that we missed? And we'd like to come and see you perform maybe one time.
I also worked with, I have to write everything down, with the Bronx Council Historical Society. I did a live painting there. They actually have archived some of my work and some of my interviews, and which is really amazing because that's something that is going to last forever, and anyone can dig in and just see my interview and some of my work. But we had a live painting, and I actually painted with BG 183, which he's part of the task crew. And we actually known each other since we were kids. So it was really awesome to actually do a collab with him. It was amazing.
Beautiful. And of course, you posted everything up, right? Everything's on social media and on your website.
Yeah, you can find my stuff at Olga Correa _art.
I was rolling my tongue on your last name, you know.
Correa.
Right. Olga, thank you so much, man. We appreciate and love you.
Always a pleasure.
Keep doing your thing, okay?
Thank you.
All right, and come back again. All right, we'll take a quickie break. We'll come back and give you a whole lot more right here on Open. Stand by.
Only 57% of New York City high school students are college ready by their senior year. "55% of high school graduates either have no plans to attend college or are uncertain that they will ever attend. "34% of young adults don't go to college because they can't afford it. Discover what's possible. BronxNet's education programs, internships, and opportunities help engage and inspire Bronx youth and beyond to pursue their passions. Be a part of the BronxNet family. Whether you're interested in our shows, joining a class, or donating to support our mission, visit bronxnet.org to learn more.
19.7% of Bronxites currently experience food insecurity. Meanwhile, instead of these nice, colorful foods, this is the best food that they have access to. If this sounds like you, there are a bunch of resources to get healthy food for free or cheap. If you want to help, you might consider donating or volunteering in one of these places. Community fridges like this one are all over the city and allow New Yorkers to conveniently donate extra food to people who might need it. Go to this link and find your nearest one. Food banks and pop-up events like these provide millions of healthy meals to families in need. These organizations are distributing meals to Bronxites as we speak and are always accepting donations and volunteers.
And welcome back. Our next guest is the young dynamo. He's an entrepreneur and has authored 14 books by the age of 9. He joins us to speak about the work that he is doing to provide literacy and equal education opportunities for other kids all around the world with his 501c3 nonprofit organization, Heroes and Hearts. So please welcome to the show, Justyn Boumah. Justyn, welcome.
Thank you. It's a very pleasure to be here and to meet you.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be talking and meeting you too. Now listen, how old are you now?
I'm I am 9 years old.
So you've written 14 books. It's a 14 book series, right?
Right. Yes. Yes, sir.
And you knew that you wanted to start a business.
I not not like a business, multiple businesses.
Whoa, all right. So what made you want to get into business? Was it your mom, dad? Yeah.
It was my aunt. It was half my mom and it was half my aunt. My the mom part of it was that she always wants to listen to CNN.
Uh-huh.
So so and my auntie part of that, I asked her why are the community workers being saying, and instead of politics on CNN, they were showing the community workers being saying.
Hmm.
Well, not the community workers not being seen. So I was like, I have to fix this problem.
Yes. And Justin, what are your books about?
I I do I do mainly children books, but we are heading for chapter books on the next one.
Oh, good, good. I see. Wow, look at the names of these books. The Traveling Toddler.
I have a journal.
The, yeah.
I have a drawing pad.
Well,
We have those too.
we have to see if we can get your collection over here at the BronxNet Studios. So
Okay.
so we can thumb through it. Who who's with you? Mom and your aunt.
They are.
So they want to come into the picture and wave a hand, and I want you to thank them for being with you every step of the way.
Thanks for being with me.
Beautiful. Justin, when did you start your company?
My first one
Yes.
or my main one? My first one or my main one?
Okay, give me both.
Okay, so my first one I started when I was 2. My
Mhm.
main one I started when I was 5.
So, normally I ask people what do they want to do when they grow up? And they go on
So
to tell me some people don't know, but you know right away. So what would you say to that?
I I know what I want to do. I have a whole entire plan. I am going to have I'm going to be doing business, but so first I'm going to go into the MLB and play baseball. Second, I'm going to be a playing flyer, and after that, I'm going to be I'm, I'm going to be a trillionaire with a mansion and a lot of houses.
Beautiful. And
That's a man.
you gonna help out mom and dad and your aunt?
Yes, 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 sir. And we are also believing for a mansion next year.
All right. Woo! All right, you hear that? You gotta speak it into existence. You gotta talk
Yes.
about it. A mansion next
And,
year.
and also, can you please help me change the world?
That's right. You're gonna do it. You're gonna change the world, and we're all gonna help you too.
I'm going to change the world while I'm serving South Africa.
Oh,
Please give some things. We want to get to the full mark.
you're gonna send money to South Africa?
We are going to South Africa.
Oh, great. What part are you going? Johannesburg?
Well, our final stop is George, but we stop in Johannesburg and Cape Town.
Oh, beautiful. I've been there. I love it there. I even went to Soweto to see where some of the people live, and we help raise money
What's
for them. And
Soweto?
Yeah, it's
Can
a.
we?
You'll probably visit there too. You'll see where some of the indigenous people live there, some of the people that grew up there. Um, how important is reading to you? And what is your favorite book?
My my favorite book is the monster at the end of this book. It is very funny.
Yeah?
Another monster at the end of this book. But to answer your question about reading, it's a big deal. We we have this project called Art and Reading, and most of the kids were peace. So if you can't read the word peace, like reading is important because you can read if you like can read words, but you don't read them because you're at the low reading level.
Uh-huh.
It's very sad.
I know, but so that's why you are into it. You're going to help teach other people how to read also with your the 14 books that you have out. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And libraries.
Now, I heard that you're a big fan of rock, paper, scissors. Explain that.
Rock, paper, scissors, too. What a fun game to play. Might as well make it as a fundraiser.
Yes.
But like one day in Las Vegas, I was going to Warsaw, Poland to build libraries.
Uh-huh.
And my auntie and my mom were like, how are we going to raise money? And I said, rock, paper, scissors. And they like, okay, Justyn, but how is that going to be a fundraiser? And I said, we're going to make it into a tournament.
All right. So that's coming up.
It is on Sunday, August 18th.
Yes. All right. And that's going to be in Las Vegas?
It is going to be in Las Vegas. But for you folks that in New York that want to come over here but don't want to fly your drive, we've got you. You can play virtually.
And where do we go to find out more about that? You have it.
Heroesandhearts.org.
Heroesandhearts.org. And I'll see everything up there, right?
Right. Maybe not everything.
But mostly everything. So that we can call in, we can participate, and we can send money, right?
We are because we're serving South Africa in September.
There you go.
But also you about sending money, you could just like have a rock paper scissors tournament like in the New York area, and you could just like have them pay the plane, and then you could send the money over here to Las Vegas.
There you go. Excellent. Thank you so much. You want to say hello to some of your friends?
Yes, please.
Okay. Give them a shout out.
Hi, Chris. Hi, Elijah. I know you're not watching this, but I know you're listening in our hearts together. See you on August 18th.
All right. We'll all be looking for it, okay? Now, that website
okay.
one more time is what?
Heroesandhearts.org.
Justyn, thank you so much. Give Mom and Auntie a big hug for us, okay? Aww. Thank you, guys. You guys are doing a wonderful job. Justyn, you're doing a great job, too. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Justyn, we'll see you soon, okay? Visit us again. And good luck on the 18th of August.
Thank
Thank
you.
You're
you.
welcome. All right. We'll take a quick break right here. I've got a whole lot more coming up next on Open. And welcome back. Our next guest is she's a lawyer and the founder of Raeha Vision TV. And she joins us to highlight the content that she curates on her platform and speak about how she is educating, entertaining, and empowering a global community. Please welcome to the show, Raeha Kim. Raeha, welcome. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Yes.
Happy to be here.
Nice to see you. You look like you're in a wonderful place.
Thank you. It's in Atlanta, and it is a little hot in here, so
Oh, so you're going to
it's a
call
good
it Hotlanta.
yes, it's a good transition from New York, which is where I'm originally from. So yeah.
Raeha, if you can describe yourself in one word, what would you say?
Unconventional.
Unconventional. There you go.
Unconventional. Yes.
Why is that?
I think there's all these stereotypes and kind of expectations of how we think someone's story would be or what path that they may walk based on, how we look. But I think, and where we come from, and my story is a little bit different. And I just kind of just follow my inner voice and through prayer, just follow where God leads me. And I think that makes me an unconventional person who just kind of says, hey, the best way to predict the future is to create it. So
Yeah.
what's it going to be?
God is good.
Yeah, all the time.
And all the time.
That's right.
God is good.
Absolutely.
All right. What inspired Raeha Vision TV, and what is the goal for the platform?
Wow. Growing up at my mama's hair salon in Korea, I kind of had to grow up really quickly, and I grew up with other women in the neighborhood, and often working at my mom's hair salon and conversing. And I found refuge in cartoons and different shows that I would watch at the salon. And it's kind of what it was like my best friend. It's the contents and the talking with the neighborhood ladies. It's what fueled my heart, if that makes sense. And I think that's something that still continues to be the case for so many of us,
Yeah.
especially for many of us who grow up in single family homes, which, for me, I grew up away from my father for many years in Korea. And just kind of, I was a child that had to grow up really quickly. And I found a lot of comfort, encouragement, and this sense of feeling like I belonged, and sense of feeling like I have um, some voices, and faraway teachers and uncles and mamas, and everybody from another mamas that I could learn from. So I just want to pass that on, and I think this is the time to do that more than ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that content is still some of the content you started out with.
Yes. I'm Korean American. I was born in Korea, and some of the content shows a lot about that aspect and the culture. And I spent most of my life in New York, even though I was born in Korea. I just celebrated my 33 years of coming to America,
All right.
my America moment, yes. And the content shows a lot of culture. We call it diversity. To me, it's just human, just the way we live, and just celebration through people, our stories,
Uh-huh.
and food and fashion, different ways that we show up in life and how we connect through that. So, yeah.
I like the colors that you wear.
Thank you. I love colors. I love
Yeah.
something that pops.
Yeah. There you go. That's how you do it. Tell us about your curated events, which will also be televised, right?
Yes. So my most recent event I did was actually in this garden in the backyard. And we were celebrating the 60th anniversary of the Promoter Society of Atlanta.
Uh-huh.
And that organization came to me for assistance because they really wanted to share the love of music and pass that on to the younger generation. And a lot of times when you listen to classical music, it doesn't seem always relevant to the many of the younger population.
Yeah.
And I thought it would be really cool to kind of bridge that gap and create an experience where we could all connect and talk about the love of music, and have diverse international cuisines, and really be intentional about the guests that we have in the room. And let's talk about it. It takes money to make things happen. So I was not shy about asking people, if you're really about the change, put your money where your mouth is. And
That's right.
and let's pass on the torch. So it was really cool to do that. And everybody loves to dress up. So
Yeah.
having a garden chic event, having a live violin performance, having caricature drawing, taking pictures in nice fancy cars, all of that is great. So my approach is, I'm gonna give you what you want. I'm gonna make you have a good time, but let's through the
Yes.
back
Yes.
really do
Yes.
what
Yes.
you do to uplift, empower, and educate. Yeah.
Now, how does the platform seek to entertain, educate, and empower global and diverse audiences, including the
So
cat that's walking across there?
I know I have my fur babies. They're my therapy animals.
He said, "Hey, you got to shine some light on me too."
I know. I know. So, we use this word global, and to me, as I've said before, it's just our human story. When I first came to America, June 1st, 1991, I
Yeah.
felt like I was at home. Everybody was different. Korean culture, everybody kind of follows the trend. We look the same. It's a very racially, ethnically homogenous place. And
Yeah.
coming to New York City, everybody's different. And I think that represents the world.
Yeah.
And now we're doing way better than we used to, but still, we don't see many of us that are represented. And even my story, now we're seeing a lot more Asians on TV, but we've been here for over 100 years, but that's not the story that's really told. So I think way to empower the global community is really through doing local action, just like what you're doing, Dr. Lee. And I'm just following through the footsteps. What I'm doing is nothing new.
Yeah.
It's the spin that I'm putting to it. everything's, and it's really hard to be creative, but put your little sazon, put your little flavor onto it and to make it pop in a way that resonates. And when you speak from your heart and
Yeah.
really lead to that, I think people feel that. And when you have that connection, people are like, well, let me check out what's going to happen in this episode. Let me check out what this content is about. And I want it to be so authentic. And what's more authentic than seeing people from all over the world have a good time and talk about, like, have real talks, real conversations over a good drink, good food, good music, and that's what life is all about.
Yeah. You know, I know you know how to identify with audiences. I can feel you and I can hear you, and I love it. It's right there, right on point. Where do you see your platform within the next few years, maybe 5 years out?
Wow. I want to really be intentional about making it into a digital network platform. And I want it to be such a way that we're really able to collaborate with other content creators, like the young generation. I'm very passionate about the younger generation. So even the animes and really content creation to provide a platform, but also fuel entrepreneurship opportunities to other youth in other continents and other countries. And that's where I really want to be, and obviously make lots of money so I can do that. And I'm just figuring it out as I go. I'm learning a lot, and God has been so good, sending me a lot of
Yeah.
earthly angels that are opening doors and paving the way for me. So I haven't put a dollar, but it's gonna have to rain a
Yeah.
lot with some
There you go.
commitments. Make that
Raeha,
happen.
go ahead and make that money and then come to New York and share it with us, okay?
Oh yes, absolutely. Big Apple's always gonna be my home. Yeah.
Well, you've been to New York, so you know where to go. You know where to spend some of it.
My dad used to have a little grocery store on the last stop on number 5, Dare Avenue. So I spent a lot of my childhood in the Bronx too.
Uh-huh.
So yeah,
Beautiful, beautiful. Excellent.
absolutely.
Are you coming out to New York anytime soon?
Actually, yes. So I'm working on a project with a notable international designer, and actually these are his frames. Kazuko Lunette is the brand, and we have been invited to the New York Fashion Week. So
All
I
right.
will be very soon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, give us a call when you come to New York. Maybe you can come into the studio live.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I would love that. I would love
Yeah.
that.
Our producer, Steve, you hear that? When Rhea comes to New York, maybe you can hook her up. Let her come into the studio live. She can bring the glasses and some of the stuff that you're promoting.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
You got it.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Do you have any business partners you would like to acknowledge other than the wonderful people who gave you the glasses?
Yes. Well, the glasses, the brand is called Kazuko Lunette. It's an international fashion designing brand, starting with glasses and full apparel line. And
Yeah.
I'm very intentional about creating amazing content with Kazuko. And also, my publicist, Olivia, I want to thank because she's just been so wonderful. And I wouldn't call anyone my business partners because that's a heavy word. You
Yeah.
don't say that easily, but there's been a lot of supporters and people that have believed in me. My mentor, Raymond Whiteman, I call him Uncle Ray. He's was one of the top 10 most influential Black men in Wall Street in the early 90s. And we kind of go way back.
Yeah.
And he's always believed in me. So I want to give a shout out to Ray. And my other mentor, Gil Benjamin, who was here, but originally from Queens, where that was my first home, was at Queens. And he's been doing amazing work. He was a former chairman of Greater Atlanta, Girl Scouts of Atlanta, and actually owns a school called Primrose and always giving back to the younger children. And to all the other mamas and papas that have been there for me and continue to be there for me, and especially many that are up there with daddy upstairs, that's how I call him.
Yeah.
And yeah, absolutely. Just, I think it's one of my favorite African proverbs is if you want to go fast, go by yourself. And if you want to go far, go with others.
All
And
right.
every day I think about that. A 7-time Emmy-winning journalist, Maynard Eaton. This gentleman just passed, and he used to teach at Clark Atlanta University. Invited me to be in his media class and share a few words with the students. And he has believed in me, this man. And want to give a shout out to him. the list just goes on and on. You know, the amazing entertainment attorney that put me on platforms where I kind of got in the room and felt like, well, I didn't graduate from Ivy League. I don't know how I got here, but they made sure that I was there. So all of them, just want
Yeah.
to give a shout out. Yeah.
Wow. Yes. I know they're all proud of you, especially
Oh,
Dad above is looking down. He's very proud of you too. Yes. I, I
thank you.
also I love that background there. You said that was a garden.
Yes, it's a garden. It's about an acre space, and I'm very intentional about this space because this is where we're going to be shooting a lot of the content, and this is just the
Yes.
outdoor component. So we kind of have that soulful vibe. Up there, there's little waterfalls, and inside, I have little sets here too. So that was my little strategy, and how can I be very entrepreneurial about it? Write off some things and have total control of where I can
Yeah.
film some of my content. So this is my home garden slash studio
Yeah. Beautiful. I
office.
mean, it makes you feel so relaxed.
That's it. And I
Yeah.
think peace is what we really need. And happiness is so instantaneous. But when we feel peace, then we start to feel joy. And my goal is anyone that comes through this place, I want them to leave feeling very peaceful and just having that joy and feeling blessed. So,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Wow. Melodic. One of the I don't know, one of the outstanding words in the English dictionary.
Right. Wow,
Thank you.
that's a good one. The former ESL student in me, I love learning new languages, and I never
Yes.
thought of anything to be melodic here. But that's a huge compliment coming from you.
Yes. Ah, it's wonderful. Thank you. I feel so relaxed talking to you too. I can feel your heart. I feel your love. But give us your information, Facebook and all that stuff, social media.
Yep. It's RaehaVisionTV.com. That's the website. And everything is my personal Raeha Kim in every platform from LinkedIn to Facebook to Instagram. The only thing is Twitter. It's Raeha space Kim, Kim as in Michael. That's it.
Raeha, thank you so much. Raeha Kim, Esquire, founder, Raeha TV, Raeha Vision TV. Thank you. We love you and appreciate you too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. We'll take a quick break. I've got more coming up next on Open.
Hey, creative family. My name is Timothy Coleman, and I'm the Director of Education here at BronxNet. And I'm standing in BronxNet's Media and Technology Studios in the South Bronx because I want to let you know about an amazing program that we're bringing back that highlights the creativity of community members just like you. Emerging Media Makers is a show that introduces you to BronxNet's certified producers. They've taken a step in their creative journey by enrolling in BronxNet's media training classes. On this show, you'll get to see the many ways that our certified producers have created a space that's all their own. Emerging Media Makers, your passion lives here.
.7% of Bronxites currently experience food insecurity. Meanwhile, instead of these nice, colorful foods, this is the best food that they have access to. If this sounds like you, there are a bunch of resources to get healthy food for free or cheap. If you want to help, you might consider donating or volunteering in one of these places. Community fridges like this one are all over the city and allow New Yorkers to conveniently donate extra food to people who might need it. Go to this link and find your nearest one. Food banks and pop-up events like these provide millions of healthy meals to families in need. These organizations are distributing meals to Bronxites as we speak and are always accepting donations and volunteers.
You go. Welcome back. Welcome back. It's always a pleasure to have you in our circles, moving together in the same direction for a common cause. We appreciate you. Thank you. Our last guest is an entrepreneur, and he joins us to speak about his incredible life story as told in his book, From Orphan to Millionaire. So please welcome to the show, Big Steve Prohaska. Steve, welcome, man.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning, and thank you for having me.
Steve, you have an incredible story, man. You start out. What did your adopted parents instill in you regarding financial strategies? But before you answer that, give us a little bit of background on you, because I know you lost your parents at age 5, right? And then you were adopted.
Yes, sir. So a little background on me: I was born in Cali, Colombia. My family was gunned down by the cartel in front of me in the kitchen. I ended up running out of the kitchen to the closest church, where 2 nuns took me in. They cleaned me up. I stayed in the orphanage for a little less than a year, give or take. And then I was adopted by 2 doctors from Connecticut that flew to Cali to Colombia, and they adopted me, and they brought me to America.
Excellent. And then the rest was history. What did the adopted parents instill in you regarding your financial strategies?
Oh, man, a lot, Dr. Lee. The first thing they taught me was the money that I earned, I don't spend all the money that I earned. So what I would do is, out of the money that I earned, I would 50% invest 25%, and the other 25% I would spend. And that's really the model I lived by for the last 30 years of my life, 30 plus years. And that's contributed to my success. And now I'm doing that times 10.
Yeah, and you have to pay yourself, basically. Act like a bill.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So listen, you gotta be careful with the stock market if you're in the stocks right about now, because things are kind of fluctuating.
They are, but my team, I work with Fidelity and my investment firm, Conifer Investments. They make the changes that needed to be made so my family and I can win.
Oh, good. So it's a win-win all the time, even when the stock market is losing.
Yep. To be honest with you, Dr. Lee, it's not when I do the stock market and my team, we don't do it for right now or this year. We plan out 10 to 15 years ahead of time.
Yeah.
So even if I lose, for example, a couple $100,000 this year, I'll make it up either next year or the following year.
Yeah. So that's if you got some time, but when you reach a retirement age, then you have to shorten it up just a little bit.
Well, for me, for my portfolio, how they do it for me is I do it on a 5-year plan because I'm older. I'm 42. But for my kids and my unborn grandkids, we do it on a 15 and 25-year plan.
Ah, yes.
Obviously, those plans, they take more risks. For me, it's a little less risk because I'm using the funds right now for certain projects so I can double and triple.
And you work all of that through Fidelity?
Yes. So Fidelity, so my money on the stock market is through Fidelity, and then Conifer Investments handles, they tell Fidelity, okay, we want, Mr. Prohaska and his family to invest in this company at this many shares of this and that, whatever.
Oh, I got to talk to you. How much do I need?
To be honest with you, anyone can start from $500 all the way up to, 500,000. But the firms that I deal with families and net worths between $1 million to $7 million.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this is what you're doing right now. You're an entrepreneur now.
Well, I've been doing it for a while, but I'm more in charge of it right now. I give more say. For example, if I tell the firm, all right, the next month I need $20,000 for the month, they'll offset the investments to give me the amount of money that I need. It's based off of the needs of myself and my family.
Yeah, excellent. Wow.
But so I don't do the trades myself. I know, Dr. Lee, I'm not the professional, but I hire the professionals. They're very good at what they do.
Exactly. If you don't know how to do it, you got to get somebody that knows how to do it so that you can be successful.
That's right.
How do you juggle being a father and being involved in so many different projects? How do you juggle that with what you're doing now? You're going to fly out and do a book signing and do all the things that you do.
So what I do is I try to schedule my time with my kids when I'm free. So for example, if I got 2 full free days, I make sure I spend the most time with them. And then I speak to my kids every day, multiple times a day. So even when I'm traveling for book signings or speaking gigs, I'm still talking with my kids. My kids know what's going on, what's dad's doing, what's dad's goals. And to be honest with you, Dr. Lee, I'm actually involved in my oldest son, who's 16. He turns 17 in a couple weeks. He's now learning with me. He did an internship at my podcast this past year, and he's learning the real estate business with me. So I'm teaching my kids, so I just don't give them money when I pass. I want them to have the knowledge to be able to invest and make money on their own, so they don't actually use the money I give them.
Don't give a man a fish. Don't give a man a fish. Teach them how to fish.
And you feed them for life.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. That's exactly what we do in my household.
Excellent. So you're a fantastic family man. What is being successful so important? Why is it so important to you, being successful?
To be honest with you, Dr. Lee, it's because I have a chip on my shoulder after losing my birth family to gun violence. I feel like I owe it to the parents that adopted me to be the best I can be at whatever I do.
Yeah. Are you doing anything about gun violence in our community? Or that's in the future?
In the future, at the moment, I'm neutral on that, but I'm now getting questions based off of that. I would like to get into that in the future, but at the current moment, it's just doing the book signings, speaking gigs, and then the TV show. But it's going to be crossing paths with me, and I can't wait to really, dig deep into that, because it's because of that I'm alive,
Yeah, but seeing that and living with that, how does that affect you?
Oh, man, I'll be honest with you, Dr. Lee. I had to go through a lot of counseling growing up. It's a lifelong process. I do have PTSD because of the experiences that I went through. I do seek professional help, but it doesn't turn off. People think it doesn't turn off just because I made money or I'm getting older. It's a lifelong process. I'm more comfortable as a young man to be able to accept it and just learn how to deal with it the correct way.
Did you ever sit down and tell your family about what you've experienced?
Not my kids, but the mother of my kids and my girl and my best friends, they understand it. But I don't get into the gun violence with my youngest kids. But when they get to the right age, I'll let them really know what happened to their father as a young boy.
Because I know you're going through therapy and all that stuff, but you have to talk about it in order to get it out, and it's a hard thing to get rid of.
Yeah, it is. It never really leaves you, to be honest with you. You just learn how to deal with it. I mean, I do take anxiety medication. I try to eat healthy. I try to get the appropriate sleep that I need. But it's a lifelong thing. It's just not one thing fix it. A pill or seeing one doctor isn't going to fix a snap of a finger.
Yeah, but it seems like you got some things going, though. You're motivated to go to the next thing, to put that behind you so that you can just stay busy and keep your mind preoccupied with all the wonderful things that you're doing with family and success.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
That's you're touching everything right and hitting it a nail on the head, to be honest with you, doctor.
All right, so how does this feel? You got the book out there now. You're going out there, you're making appearances, doing book signings, making money.
To be honest with you, it's a lot of work. I mean, it's a dream come true, but it's a roller coaster, to be honest with you, Dr. Lee.
Yeah.
I have my high points. There's my low points. I mean, the high points is, I'm sharing my story with others. Others are being motivated to be the best they can be. But don't get me wrong, there's situations that I have to go through to be able to do that, which isn't publicized behind the scenes of, writing the book or doing a TV show or setting things up for my speaking gigs, getting dates lined up. I mean, there's a lot that goes behind it. But I take it in stride. I'm honored. and I'm highly blessed, and I just make sure I give my best into all my projects.
Well, Steve, man, looks like you're doing your thing, and we appreciate you. That's why they call you Big Steve, man.
Yeah, big Steve.
Want to give some shout-outs to some wonderful people who are in your circles?
Sure. First of all, I want to, thank God for, blessing me. I want to thank my parents, Ellen and Charles Prohaska. I want to shout out both of my kids, Julian and Julius, my best friend, John, a.k.a. More Reason, and then my manager, Lance Galassi, and then my best friend, George. And then I just really want to thank all my supporters and fans as well, because without them, there is no Big Steve. But I'm thankful for everything, Doctor, to be honest with you.
Man, God has blessed you. I'm blessed to be able to talk to you. Thank you so much for sharing, all right?
Thank you. And then everyone can reach me on social media, Big Steve, Big Moves, TikTok, Instagram. My Facebook is Steve Prohaska. And then everyone can check my website out at bigstevebigmoves.com.
Yeah.
And then as far as my book, From Orphan to Millionaire, people can buy it on Ingram Sparks, Walmart, Barnes & Noble, pretty much every website online. You can go find my book and get yourself a copy.
And look at that cover right there. Look at that information.
Yeah.
Who put the artwork together for you?
Shout out to Fluff Shots. Fluff Shots did the book cover artwork for me. And Dr. Lee, that's actually my immunization paperwork before I came to America.
Wow. Yes. Wow.
Yeah.
Fantastic, man. Thank you. Thank you for all you do. And good luck with everything, all right, my bro?
Thank you very much, Dr. Lee. Thank you, team. Thanks a lot.
We'll see you when you come back. Let us know how it went.
Yes, sir. We'll set something up. We'll do a follow-up. Yes, sir.
You got it. Steve Prohaska, author, From Orphanage to Millionaire. Go, my bro. All right.
Thank you. Thanks.
All right. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today's show. I want to thank our guests, you for joining us, you, our viewers, for tuning in and checking it all out. Keep following us on BronxNet TV for continued coverage. And thank you for letting us share in this space and time with you. You can join hosts Kip and Arlene, Darren Jaime, and Rena Valentine on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday for new episodes of Open. Always remember this: what you are is God's gift to you, what you make of yourself is your gift to God. So choose your choice. Let your choice control the chooser. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee, and I'll see you over 107.5 as we celebrate 50 years of WBLS. I love you all. Have a great day. Peace.